Curry. Steph, still dealing with his ankle injury, will indeed miss the much-anticipated game against the Cavaliers on Christmas. Nick, can the Warriors beat LeBron and company even without Steph?
They absolutely can. I do not think they will. The Cavs are playing very well right now, and the Warriors would be missing, pardon me, either their best, depending on how you look at it, certainly at least their second best player. Now, the Cavs also, obviously, are not going to have Isaiah Thomas for that game, but they've been playing all year without him. As a basketball fan, I'm bummed out by this. I would like to see these teams at full strength. They actually play again in mid-January, around the time Isaiah comes back. But as Chris just mentioned, he won't be at full strength by then, so we probably won't see these two teams play each other at full strength unless they both get to the NBA Finals. One note for the Warriors, CC, I would be a little concerned, at least slightly concerned, about how severe this ankle injury is. Steph takes his position seriously. He's one of the faces of the league. Christmas is the marquee day of the NBA calendar. For a lot of people, that's when the NBA season begins. Steph not being able to go on Christmas means this is a significant ankle injury he's dealing with.
Yeah, ankle injuries, too, they go like this. If you wear Nikes, typically you're out a week. If you wear Adidas, you're out 2 weeks. If you wear Under Armour, you might be out a month, or they might have to amputate your ankle. So check your shoes. Santa Claus helps Steph with the next brand of Under Armour basketball shoes. But because the Cavs have struggled with the point guard, not having Steph there, it increases the Cavs' chance of being able to take advantage of that. But we've seen these matchups the last several years, and there have been multiple times where one of the big stars, except LeBron, they have not been there. We have seen this where Kyrie wasn't there. We've seen where Kevin Love wasn't there. So typically Golden State, they've been healthy. They've been very, very fortunate. They're on a run as far as their health the last 4 years that we haven't seen. That's one of the things why Nick doesn't think that they're going to be able to potentially be able to close out this season with a championship. But Steph, his ability to be special, and he extends the defense so far. He presents more problems than any other offensive player that they would face besides Harden.
All right, let's move on. Big night for the Greek Freak, which is definitely what my kids call Chobani yogurt. Giannis with 27 points, 14 boards, 8 assists. His Bucks led by as many as 20, but the Cavs mounted quite the comeback, tying the game with 2 minutes to go until Mr. Antetokounmpo iced it with a layup and a free throw in the final seconds. Bucks win it 119-116, spoiling a 39-point effort from LeBron. Nick, I'll start with you. What did you learn watching this game? This is a game you were really looking forward to.
Absolutely. This is the third time they've played, and so I'll start with the Cavs side of it. I learned that the Cavs have a different mental makeup right now than they did at any point of any regular season prior to this year since LeBron's come back. The Cavs had won going into this game 18 of 19 games. They're playing well. They had just had a good road victory in Washington, and they had dominated this matchup with the Bucks leading into this game.
And the Bucks were coming in losing 3 straight.
Right.
So the emphasis as far as trying to get a win was huge for them.
And so you're down 20 in the fourth. And that's a game that in the past the Cavs okay, not our night. The Cavs had a different mentality late in games, really starting with that Knicks game we were at when they had another enormous fourth-quarter comeback. This one was led by the bench unit. LeBron was on the bench for the majority of the comeback. D. Wade had some great moments. Jay Crowder, who was the one starter in there, had some good moments. And they came all the way back. And so that was impressive to me, that in this long NBA season, they weren't just saying, okay, we'll take this L. On the flip side, what was impressive to me from the Bucks continue, particularly since the addition of Eric Bledsoe, to show me that by playoff time, I think they could be the most dangerous team in the East outside of Cleveland. Their length, and as they add shooting with Bledsoe, and as teams still haven't found a way to slow down Giannis, this is a dangerous team. I think Jason Kidd could make a few better in-game adjustments, but Giannis was great. You know he's not shooting. You still can't stop him. Bledsoe was excellent. This is a really dangerous team as the team continues to improve as the year goes on.
This was a great fourth quarter. What did I learn? The second unit for the Cavs. If we looked at the Cavs, them being a championship contender, what would be the things that they would have to improve? And the number one thing was when LeBron goes to the bench.
Yep.
What is their overall plus minus? And as Nick had said, the last 20 games, they've won 18 of those games with last night's loss. But what they have found out and what I've found out, their bench is so much better. And I got to mention this, Nick, because I told you this before the season started. Jeff Green is a good basketball player, and his versatility adds so much to that second unit. Him, D. Wade, Cal Korver, man, that second unit is really special, and they continue to grow and gel together. The second unit was responsible for the huge comeback.
And one note about how good this Cavs bench is. This year, the bench, 6th in points per game. Last year, they were 28th. So it's been incredible improvement just over the year, in addition to mounting the comebacks and not quitting on games, but what they're getting from their bench.
I know I'm higher on the Bucks than you are, CC, and so we'll see how they move on throughout the year. But we're around the same.
High on Yak.
Okay, we're around the same place on the Cavs. Let me ask this question. Are the Cavs right now, are they better than they were last year?
Right. No, not without Isaiah.
Okay, so
No.
do you think it's close?
No, they're not. No.
So,
because when you get those superstars on the other team, you get exposed. The point guard, he can't play 15 to 20 minutes. Kevin Love also switching out on defense because you have to switch all 5 playing against Golden State and Houston. So, no, they're not as good as they were last year.
The reason I asked the question is because I know it sounds ridiculous because you traded away your second best player, Kyrie, one of the best players in the league, and the main piece you got back from him, Isaiah Thomas, hasn't even played yet. But because LeBron is shooting so much better, and Kevin Love is playing the best basketball he's played as a Cav, and they went from having one of the worst benches to one of the best benches, I think it's close. And so I think that where the Cavs are right now compared to they were at this point last season, with even though they don't have Kyrie, I think it's at least a discussion, which makes it very interesting what this team's going to look like when Isaiah gets back.
All right, let's switch gears and talk about some Hall of Fame hands. CC, take a look. Watch.
Without these hands,